My colleague Shawan joining us with a big exclusive at 6 p.m. Shawan, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Niranjan. On This Is Exclusive, we're getting you the big interview and also what's really happening right now in Afghanistan. In an exclusive conversation with the NRF commander, he says the Lashkar-e-Toiba supports Taliban. Numerous terror outfits are also involved. NRF Commander General Jalaluddin Yaftali reveals details of the recent ambush against Taliban. Exclusive footage accessed by Republic TV shows Taliban has rekindled their fight against the NRF to defend their draconian rule in Afghanistan. In an exclusive conversation with the Superintendent of Police in Patiala, we get to know further details of Navjot Sidhu's VVIP treatment. Starting this edition of This Is Exclusive with that special diet chart of Congress leader Navjot Sidhu. Republic spoke to the Superintendent of Police of Patiala jail to understand what's really happening. We'll get to those details in this edition, but up first, the big exclusive. Many had really forgotten what was really happening inside Afghanistan. Important to point out is that once again, the war has been rekindled. The very place that was untouched all this while, the Panjshir province, we are given to understand that in the last 10 days, the war has just intensified. The NRF, which is basically leading from the front right now, says that the war has intensified in Andhra, Baglan and Badakhshan. These are the places where the war has intensified. But the big headline that we're getting right now from this very interview that we've done a short while back is that Lashkar-e-Toiba, the terror outfit, is now backing Taliban, supporting Taliban, and not just the Lashkar-e-Toiba, but also other terror groups that are also involved. Republic TV has getting in details of those videos that we have now accessed, those videos which show what's really happening on the ground. Could tell us what's the future course of action for the NRF, because many would say that this is a lonely battle that the NRF has been fighting over more than a year now.
میشه برای ما در مورد آینده جبهه مقاومت بگوییم که از دید شما نبرد جبهه مقاومت چه آینده خود داشت، به خاطر که بسیاری‌ها به این باور هستند که این شاید که مدت کم دوام پیدا بکنه این نبردا.
ما دو تا گپ دارم. یک، ما خود در مقاومت اول به دنیا گفته بودیم که طالب تروریست است و یا دنیا را تهدید میکنه، ولی در وقت گپ ما پذیرفته نشد. بالاخره همون نتیجه گپ ما همون بود که طالبان تانست که چیز بزنن، امریکا را بزنن و دیگه جا را بزنن و تهدید به دنیا شد و خود ایالات متحده امریکا عمل کرد. اما حالی اینطور میگیم که طالب یک گروه نیست، لشکر طیبه است، انصار الله تاجیکستان است، گروه های ازبکستان است. طالب در حدود 26-27 گروه از گروه های تروریستی همراهش است که او میخواهند که کشورهای منطقه را، حتی آسیای میانه را تهدید کنند. این یک طرفی قضیه. گپ دومی که طالب نه افغان است نه مربوط به افغانستان، یا یک حمایهشان هم خارجی ها میکنه و به اساس همون حمایه خارجی آمدن داخل افغانستان شدن. حالی دیگه به مردم افغانستان هر چیزشان گرفتن، آزادیشان سلب کردن، اقتصادشان از بین بردن. مردم فعلا مردم در گیروگان 30 میلیون مردم در گیروگان گرفتن و مردم بخوای نخوای مردم خودش اقدام میکنه و قیام ملی به میان میآید. گپ سوم که مردم در پشت ماست و مردم از ما حمایه میکنه. شما شاهدی هر روز انکشاف مجاهدین مقاومتگرا میباشند. انشاءالله در آینده های نزدیک مقاومت شاید در سراسر افغانستان در هر ولسوالی به مقاومت خود ادامه بده.
So I want to say in this regard that there are three major aspects. The first issue is this, that from the first resistance up to now, we have always stand against the Taliban because we know the nature of them, that from where they are funded, from there they are created, and for whom they are fighting. The second issue I want to mention in this regard is this, that this group is not alone. The Taliban are not alone. Currently, they have support of Lashkar-e-Taiba, Ansarullah Tajikistan, and several other terrorist groups that are international and also regional terror groups, and they are supporting this group. So due to the actions that they are getting, and also due to the act that they are doing in Afghanistan, we are forced to fight against them. And the third issue, which is the most important issue, is this, that currently the horror and the fear that the Taliban are putting place is showing already that they are not the people that they can run the government, they can provide the facilities to the Afghan forces. So as they are putting their horror and also their dangers on the people have no choice to stand against them. And I am completely assured of this issue, that the people themselves would stand against this group because they know the situation, and also they know that from where they are funded and how they have come. As you know that now US has been defeated. So there is nothing that the Taliban should continue their horror. But still you can see that they are doing the actions that they themselves want. So for that case, what we know and what we can say is that as soon as possible, the resistance would increase against the group. And at the same time, I am 100% assured of this issue, that in the near future, we would have this capability that in all over Afghanistan, the resistance forces and the people who are against this group, and they want to stand against this group, they would begin their war against them. And soon the NRFA would success to gain ground in the country.
One final question that I would like to ask you, since you make a mention of terrorist groups like the Lashkar-e-Taiba and also several other terror groups that are supporting Taliban at this point in time. Few months back, there was enough evidence of the role that the Pakistani army was playing in Afghanistan. Does the NRF believe that the Pakistan army has their own soldiers on the ground inside Afghanistan, and is Pakistan really supporting? Are they providing the kind of logistical support that the Taliban essentially requires?
چنانچه شما از گروه های هراس افغان یاد کردین، میخوایم پرسان بکنم که نقش پاکستان در اینجا چی است؟ چنانچه این کشور عملا در قسمت ارائه کمک تکنیکی و همچنان لوجستیکی برای طالبان و سلاح‌برها متهم بوده. شما چی فکر میکنید؟
ما دیدگاه ما پاکستان از اوایل تا به وقتی که افغانستان سقوط میکنه حامیشان بوده، پشتیبانشان بوده و بعد از که افغانستان مسلط شد شما دیدین که یک کشوری قوی لابیگر برای طالبان بود و تا و بسیار نقش عمده ای را در سقوط نظام بازی کردند و تمام مصارف لوجستیکی و مالی و هر چی که داشتن قبل از اینکه به جغرافیای افغانستان مسلط شدن پاکستان حمایهشان میکرد. پاکستان به افغانستان آوردشان و پاکستان در پشت سر قضیه قوی ایستاده است. این ما نمیگیم، این دنیا هم این کار کردن نمیتونه و هیچ کسی هم این کار کردن نمیتونه از اینکه حامی طالبان در افغانستان پاکستان است.
There is no doubt that Pakistan is the first and last country that is the creator and founder of the Taliban. As you know that the country just lobbied for bringing Taliban in the power in Afghanistan, and also they provided all the facilities that the group needed after the collapse of the former regime. It was the country that they began international lobbying for them in order that they should be recognized internationally. And at the meantime, it was Pakistan that they provided whole facilities during the recent areas. Even they were able to provide some political support to the Taliban. So the world and also all the international community can't say this is an issue that Pakistan is not involved. So according to our information and according to what we know, is this that Pakistan is the biggest side of this case, the crisis that in Afghanistan has taken place. Another side or another aspect of this crisis is Pakistan.
Republic has now accessed the footage from Panjshir, the very place where the war has basically intensified in the last 10 days. You've heard what the NRF commander has to say, that over the last 10 days, dozens of Talibani soldiers are basically moving towards Panjshir. This is a renewed attempt that has been made by the Taliban to try and capture the area which they could not few months ago. Who's really helping them? The NRF commander says Pakistan has been all out trying to help Taliban. Now, this is the exclusive footage that has now been accessed by Republic TV, getting you full details of what's really happening on the ground as the war has once again been rekindled by the Taliban against the NRF, and not just in Panjshir, but 3 other provinces where we are being told that the war has intensified, in Baglan, Badakhshan, and also some parts of Andhra.
Exclusive footage accessed by Republic TV showed that Taliban has rekindled their fight against the National Resistance Front to defend their draconian rule in Afghanistan. Footage coming in from Afghanistan showed Taliban fighters setting up machine guns and target firing from the rocky hills for the final rampage on the Panjshir and the Andhra valleys as the war continues to intensify. The latest phase of conflicts has erupted in the pockets of the war-torn country, especially the Panjshir and Andhra valleys in the north of Kabul. The video of Taliban preparation emerged after a wave of National Resistance Force stepped up several guerrilla attacks against the Taliban. This video shows the recent surprise attack of the NRFA fighters, which is led by Khalid Amiri, a former Afghan Special Forces commander. This incident took place in a village of Abdullah Khel district. Reportedly, about 20 Taliban insurgents were killed in the clashes between Taliban and the NRFA. The renewed series of attacks have already slapped a heavy toll on both sides and the Afghanistan civilians as well, while the country continues to struggle from an unstable political and economic situation. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Moving to the other big exclusive of the day, a day after Congress leader Navjot Sidhu serving a year-long sentence in a Patiala jail in the 1988 road rage case involving a man's death, was admitted to hospital and later shifted back to the jail. Republic spoke to the Superintendent of Police of Patiala jail. Take a look at this report.
अच्छा सर, मुझे ये पूछना था, 2-3 सवाल थे कि नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू को क्लरिकल जॉब अलॉट की गई है ना जी, हाँ जी, तो उनको रिस्ट्रिक्ट किया गया है कि वो बैरक से बाहर नहीं जाएंगे। तो सर ये रिस्ट्रिक्शन क्यों? ये तो वीवीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट नहीं हो गया सर उनके लिए?
उनकी सिक्योरिटी के मद्देनजर वहाँ पे रखा हुआ है उनको, ना कि उनको वीआईपी सहूलत देने के लिए वहाँ पे रखा हुआ है।
सर अगर जेल में भी सिक्योरिटी इशू हो रहा है तो फिर इससे बड़ा लूपहोल तो क्या ही होगा अगर जेल में भी सिक्योर नहीं है बंदा?
तो ऑब्वियसली भाई जो जेल में है वो बाहर की सिक्योरिटी की वायलेंस की वजह से आए हुए हैं यहाँ पे।
नहीं
ये तो आप मानते होगे ना,
लेकिन
जो बाहर की सिक्योरिटी के लिए खतरा है वही जेल में है लोग।
उनका सारा काम जो बैरक में शिफ्ट करना वो तो वीवीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट हो गया ना, और आप इसको सिक्योरिटी का रीजन दे रहे हैं।
अरे सर उनका जो ऑफिस नहीं वहाँ पे शिफ्ट किया हमने, वो ऑफिस में नहीं बैठेंगे कहीं पे, वो एक जो नॉर्मल बैरक है वहाँ पे हमने वो काम दे रहे हैं जो नॉर्मल कैदी को दे रहे हैं सर।
नहीं, लेकिन अगर नॉर्मल कैदी की बात करें तो नॉर्मल कैदी को सारा काम करना उसकी जगह पे जाना पड़ता है ना।
अरे सर फिर उनकी सिक्योरिटी जो आप बोल रहे हो, जो मीडिया पर्सन बोल रहे हैं, वो उसको अगर उसकी सिक्योरिटी को कोई खतरा हो गया था फिर वो कैसे करेंगे?
वो सर सिक्योरिटी भी आप ही की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ना।
ओ भाई साहब वो वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है।
Joining us on this broadcast is my colleague Amandeep, who's got us this exclusive questions that still needs to be asked as far as whether at all Navjot Sidhu is getting that VVIP treatment. Amandeep, you've been tracking this story very closely. First, it was that special diet from pecan nuts that were being given to Navjot Sidhu to rosemary tea. That's what Navjot Sidhu is going to actually have inside the jail. Tell us, what more are you picking up?
Well, Shravan, exactly. The point is that Navjot Sidhu is not being treated as any other prisoner in Patiala jail. He was on the special diet. His entire work has been shifted to his barrack, and he should not supposed to step out from the barrack for any kind of work. And in fact, now Shravan, they have also fixed the income of Navjot Sidhu per day, that is rupees 90 for his job. And in fact, this is a clear-cut VVIP treatment that Navjot Sidhu, who was assigned the clerical job inside the jail, the entire files and all the material related to his job will be shifted to his barrack. And in fact, now they are giving the reason of the security. If the jails are not secure, what else is secure? So many policemen are deployed inside the jail for the security, and even for the security of the jail and the inmates and the prisoners also. But they are just making an eyewash to the people just because everybody knows that Navjot Sidhu is a VVIP person, and now he is getting the VVIP treated. We have straight away questioned the jail superintendent, who is entirely responsible from the assigning of the work to Navjot Sidhu, who is responsible for taking every kind of decision related to Navjot Sidhu. He is the one who has decided that all the work material related to Navjot Sidhu's job will be shifted to his barrack. It's no one else who has decided it. That is the reason we have straight away questioned him, but he is clearly washing his hands, saying it that there is no VVIP treatment to Navjot Sidhu. But on ground, yes, it is. And in fact, now the jail department has to answer it, that why Navjot Sidhu is not being treated as any other prisoner of Patiala jail. If any other prisoner is going to work and stepping out from his barrack and moving to the office or some other place for his job inside the jail, why not Navjot Sidhu? Why not? Is it not important for the security of any other prisoner of the jail? There are so many prisoners who are actually having so many consequences, and even certain kind of special treatment for Navjot Sidhu is a very big question on the Punjab Prison Department.
Right.
Yes, Shravan.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Amandeep, for getting us this exclusive from Chandigarh.